Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chrissy and this is Mrs. Newlywed Money. And on this channel, I'm transparent about how my husband and I work to organize our money and work to achieve our financial goals. I'm also the owner of Boss Women Budgets, where I help ambitious women align their money with their dreams. If that is something that you're interested in, please continue to keep watching and subscribe to this channel. All right, guys, I am prepping to go out of town, and anytime I go out of town, I condense money to the bank because in general, I just don't like having too much cash in the house. It just gives me peace of mind. So I'm going to go ahead and condense with you guys. I just finished my cash stuffing for the last paycheck of March. So this is everything that I've saved January, February, March. For the sake of this video, I am going to be using these placeholders here that I've created that are linked down in my description box below if you'd like to grab. They are also on my website. I have a pen, and then I also have these stickies that I write the amount on top to put in the envelope. Okay, so the first binder I'm going to is my savings and investments binder. And for my 401k, I've already put the amount in there. I've contributed $14.40. So I'm going to say beginning 0. Contributed $14.40 for that. That's plus. Okay, for 401k Roth, I started with 0 and I've contributed $3,600. My husband's Roth, we've contributed $400, and then I have $100 in cash there, plus $500. RSUs, $12,000. Actually, let me go back and pull this out. Let me go back and go ahead and update this to $500. And pull out the 250s. All right. That's so cool. Total $500 contributed to Hub's Roth. RSUs started with 0. 12,000 were contributed from my RSUs with work. 225. I'm going to update that to 250. I'm going to deposit that into the bank, especially for these brokerage accounts, because I could just do a digital transfer. 5 plus 325. 325 started with 0. Okay. Beans investments, I've already taken that out. He has $65 contributed for the year. Same with King, it's $65 in there. And King is my god baby. Caden, he has $20. I'm going to just leave Cadence in here. And I say this every video. I got to do his envelope. I got to do his envelope. I'm not necessarily lazy. I'm just, yeah, no. I have to get that taken care of. So I'm just going to say he has $20. And that's plus $20 for the year. Real estate, a total of $35.80. And that is nothing for this year. That's what I started with. So let me correct this. $35.80, and that is still at, ever since I've done one of these, so let me catch up. $35.80 for real estate I started with, and I still have $35.80 in the envelope. 6-month savings, I started with $943. I now only have $550. So 943 minus 550 equals 393. I took out. I did move that into my bill account because I was short 1 month because our light bill was just up in the air. Bean savings we started with, and now we have 11.95 plus 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 11.95 plus 150 equals 13.45. And that, at the beginning of the year, I started with 11.91. I want to say, I took money out of his savings for when we went on his trip, when we went to go visit him for Christmas. So that is a positive 154 in his. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 145 going in his account. And this column here is for how much I'm putting in cash going in his account. I'm leaving this $5 in his envelope to gift it to him later. So that's why you always see me leave that in his envelope. Okay, next for me, let's see. I started with $12.87 in mine. And now we have $12.90 plus 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 plus 145 equals $14.35. And $14.35 minus $12.87 is a positive 148. There's a little interest in there. $14.35. And total 145 going back into the bank for that envelope. Okay, and if I did this correctly, then husband should also have 145. I think with his interest, he's down just a little lower than me. So it's $12.84 is what we started off the year with him. Yeah, so I had $3 more in mine. So $12.80 in cash plus, I'm sorry, in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I think I mean, what? 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay. Plus 150 in cash. 1280 plus 150, a total of 1430. That's so interesting because he's still behind me. 1430 minus 1284 is a positive 146. But I'm taking 150 back to the bank. Okay, I feel like I'm in a groove now. In the bank. Okay. Moving on to my godson savings. Let's see, they started off with $225. And they now have $225, $35, $45, $50. So $250 total. That's a positive 25, and I'm taking 25 out in cash to put in their account. All right. That is it for this binder, and we are rocking and rolling. Next binder is my lower priority binder. I do sell this binder in my shop. It's an A6 core in black. All right, my abundance fund, which is my emergency fund. We started off the year at $25,844. All right, and so now we have $25,924 in the bank, plus 20, 40, 60, 80, 110, 110 in cash, plus 110 is now a total of $26,034, which is a minus of $25,844. A total of $190 that went into that account this year. All right, 26,034. 10. Oh, I'm loving this new way to do this cash condensing because I don't have to keep so much money in the house. I really, really like these placeholders. 20, 30, 40, 50, $60 in cash. This is extra. So I started the year off with $11.81 in my baby fund. And now I have $11.80 plus 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 in cash. A total of $12.40 plus 60. And then I'm taking 60 in cash. The only waste that I'll have to worry about is obviously these Post-its, but I'm liking this new system. Okay, and that was a total of $12.40 in that account now. All right, PTO. We started the year off with $13.85.72, so I'm just going to say $13.85. And it's $13.95 in cash, plus 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. Okay, $14.60 minus what I started with, $13.85, equals 75, positive of 75. It's easier to get a little confused though, but I'm sure once I continue to do this, it will come second nature. All right. In total, there is $14.60. I probably need to bulk that up a little bit. Hubby's getting super overwhelmed with work. And I'm pushing him to start, take some time. Okay, so car maintenance, I started with $1. So total is 100, 200, 250, 270, 293, 10. So I'm going to grab a placeholder here and put 310 there. $111 in the account. Well, I'll just keep it at 310. 310 plus 310 notes is 310 going in cash. All right, moving on to health. I started the year with $480. So total now is $480, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. Plus 60 in cash is $540. Minus $480 equals a positive $60. Since we started the year. And now a total of 540. And health. All right, moving on to home repairs. We started the year off at 542. Um, 543 in the bank, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 542 plus 50, 60, 70, 80. And that's plus that $1. 623 total. $80 going in cash, and that is a positive 542, positive $81. All right, taxes. I'm about to use this, so I'm glad I'm making this transfer. So that's $750. I started the year off at $756. And I had $750 in cash plus 100, 250 plus 250 equals 1,000. Let's see, 250 in cash is going, and that is a positive minus 756, $244. $1,000 going in taxes. All right, vacation. Definitely need this. 100. What did I start the year off with? $26. $26 I started the year off with. Now I have 100, 200, 250, 270, 280. 280 minus 26 is a positive of 254. And 280 going to the bank. $280 going into vacation. All right, that is it for my lower priority. Now, everything's going to get quicker because I'm considering leaving most of the money in my spending binder here. This right here is my A6 Core Cocoa binder. Love it, love it, love it. I want to keep this in cash. So let me skip to, but for the sake of this, I probably definitely need to count it though. All right. My groceries overflow. All of these started with 0. Because at the beginning of the year, I had to use all of the money that I had in my overflow to cover my credit card that I went over. Okay, so total here is 100, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 114 in eating out. I'm sorry, in groceries. And eating out is a total of 50, 55, 60, $63 in eating out. My overflow gas is 20, 40, 60, 80 in gas. Household. Do I have a household in here? Oh, yeah. Household has 20, 40, 5, 46. My personal has $100. My hub's personal has $125. And beauty has 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 191, 92, 93, 94. 194 in beauty. Let's see. 114, 63, 80, 46, 194, 100, 125. Okay. Anniversary has $40. I'm going to leave that in here. Well, no, because I have a sinking fund for anniversary, so I'm going to go ahead and take that and put that in the bank. Yeah. Okay, so $40 going there. Oh, what did I start the year off with? I had a whole anniversary trip. I paid for it before, so I started off with $0. $40, positive $40, and $40 going in cash. Annual payments. I started off the year at $16.45 for annual payments. So $16.45 plus $100, $200, $300, $400. 400 equals $20.45. Positive 400 and 400 going into the bank. Okay. I'm feeling like I'm making lots of progress right now. Bean's birthday. So my husband cash flowed this, so I didn't actually use it. So I saved a total of, let's see. Yeah, I saved a total of $55 for his birthday. Started with 0, 55, positive 55. And I am going to leave that in here for now, because I think I'm going to roll it over into our birthdays. Okay, nothing. Clothes. For clothes, started the year with 0. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 0. Positive 100, and then $100 is going to the bank, because if I'm being honest, I probably will spend this now. Okay, let me notate that so I don't forget. Let's see, 4, 3. That way I know, since I'm not putting a placeholder in there, I know what I started with, what I did when I did my last cash condensing. Concerts is new. Started with 0, total of 60 there, positive 60. I'm going to leave that in here, because if I put it in the bank now, I'm going to spend this one. And because I don't have a high yield savings account for this one. This is a spending envelope. Family, I do have a high yield savings account for this one. I started with 1028, and I have 1028 here, so I haven't stuffed it, or if I did, I had pulled it out already. Holidays started with 0, and now I have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. 250, which is a positive 250. And I'm putting $250 in my high yield savings account because I have an account for that. Special events is $70. 0.70. Let's see. Do I want to take it out? If I take it out, where am I going to put it? No, I'm going to leave it in here because I don't have an account for this. So that one's staying in there. All right. That's it for that binder. Okay, and now the big ones are these savings challenges. I definitely need to get this money out of these. So I'm going to start with my paychecks and prayers and pull the money out. $100 for January. $100 for February. $100 for March. So I'm going to put, we started at 0, ended with 300. That's a positive 300. And then I put $300 in cash in the account. So I do have a high yield savings account for savings challenges. But because these savings challenges go towards my real estate, I'm just going to add it to my envelope in my next cash stuffing. Well, I probably need to think about that. I'm going to think about that. Okay, so this is my Vivid Acrylic Fluted Binder. This dashboard is from Princess Budgets and Simple Shops. And I do have my 2025 in here as well. I do sell this binder on my website. It'll be linked down below, as well as this savings challenge. Now, this one is for $5K. So in January, we saved a total of $500. February, we saved a total of 20, 40, 60, 80, $500. This is the real reason why I want to put this in the bank. It's just way too much cash. March, we saved a total, it should be 500, but let's see. 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 500 as well. Okay, so since we've done January, February, March, let's see, April, I'm going to go ahead and pull out this amount as well. And I'm pulling out the 120 there. And I'm going to put a reminder to circle back in here to let me know that I put some of that in the bank already. It was just at 120. So that is 1,500 plus the 120. I think it's 1620. Yeah, that's 1620. 1620 for that. Positive 1620. And 1620 went back in cash. Oh, look at that. So much thinner now. Okay. Moving on to my Crafted by Coco Savings Challenge. All right, I finished January. So total in January is 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150. Okay, I'll put that down there for now. February was 50, 70. Let me organize this. Those are really sturdy envelopes because that money was all bent. Okay, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 175, 180, 185, 190 for February. And then March. Did I finish March? Yep, finish March. Total is 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 5, 10, 15, 215 for March. Okay, so that is 215 plus, wait, let me make sure I didn't start April. Okay, 215 plus 150 plus 190 equals 555. 555 going back in cash. That's empty now, but that is great. Okay, and then this is my 2K savings challenge. In January, make sure I marked off everything I did. So total in January is 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. February. I finished February. I did. So 200 in February. March. I finished March and 200 in March, which is a total of $600. Positive 600 and positive 555, which means $600 is going back in the bank for that savings challenge. All right, let me make sure I didn't do anything for April. Yep, no, not yet. Okay, and then the last one is my 10K savings challenge. Okay, so this is my 10K savings challenge in my Core A6 binder that you can find on my website. It is the brown one to the black one that I use for my planning. This savings challenge, though, is from Baddies and Budgets. And I debated if I was going to pull this money out or not. And because I've only done a couple of these, I don't think I'm going to pull the money out. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, let me at least count how much I've saved. $8 there. $10 there. $50 there. 58 plus 64 there. $128 there. 140 there, 144 there, 150 there, 160, and then 200. So I've saved a total of 1112, and I am just going to keep that in there, and it does look like it's a planner. So 0, and now have 1,102 that went there. And I'm not putting anything in cash in the bank. All right. So that is it for all of my savings challenges. And so I'm going to go ahead and count up how much I've saved this year and report back. So if I'm thinking about my total amount in savings I have for this year that went into savings or my contributions, I have a total of $66,649. If I take away my 401k, which is pre-tax, and my RSUs, I have a total of $53,209 in cash. So now let's count up how much we're taking back to the bank. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 2,800 in 100s. Yeah, this is why I need to get this out of the house. $1,100, $1,200, $210 in tens. All right, so I am taking $5,735 to the bank, and I feel very, very happy about that because I do not need to have that much in cash. Whew. Overall, I'm very, very, very happy with the progress. I feel like I'm not spending any money, which is great. I've been doing a lot of free activities, hanging out with my friends, and just, I guess I'm still living. It's just very cool to have that amount ready to go back in cash. All right, guys, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, leave a comment down below, and consider subscribing and joining the fam. All right, guys, love you. Bye.